Good evening, I'm Claudia Czerwińska and you're watching Ukraine Brief. It has been 1,370 days since Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Here's the latest. Despite efforts to revive peace negotiations, Moscow continues its attacks on Ukraine. Over the past 24 hours, Russia launched an attack with 162 strike drones. The most significant damage was to civilian infrastructure and private homes in the Kharkiv, Chernihiv and Dnipropetrovsk regions, where civilian casualties were reported. Russian forces launched at least 15 drones at Kharkiv city on Sunday evening, striking 3 districts. One drone directly hit a private house. The attack killed 4 people and wounded at least 13 others, including 2 children. It also sparked fires and caused extensive damage to residential buildings, businesses and critical infrastructure throughout the city.
We don't believe in peace negotiations, because while the politicians sit at the negotiating table with a pen, we are hit by missiles and bombs. People die. A woman was killed today. Her remains were only just retrieved now.
This morning, a Russian drone struck a private house in Chernihiv, causing a fire and injuring a brother and sister of one family. In a separate attack, an FPV drone hit a fire station, injuring a firefighter. Over the past 24 hours, more than 45 strikes were recorded in the Chernihiv region by FPV drones, mortar fire and other types of UAV attacks.
I hear my neighbor screaming. She cried out, a scream. I rush up, run to the window. Inside everything is burning. And her brother let the cat out. He stepped onto the porch too. A rocket hit and he was left standing at the doorstep here.
In the Donetsk region yesterday, Russian forces carried out an airstrike on Sloviansk, wounding 5 people, including 2 children. The strike damaged several apartment buildings, houses, railway infrastructure and civilian vehicles. According to the Donetsk police, Russia dropped the FAB-250 guided aerial bombs. On Sunday, a Russian drone struck the city of Dnipro, hitting a residential building, wounding 14 people and damaging apartments and cars. Yesterday, in a separate attack, Russian forces shelled a gas station in the town of Marganets. An artillery strike killed a woman and a man in a car and wounded 2 other women. President Zelenskyy will be briefed tonight about the outcome of negotiations between U.S. and Ukrainian officials in Geneva to amend the American peace proposal to end Russia's war in Ukraine. Over the weekend, representatives from Kyiv and Washington met in Geneva to discuss the 28-point peace plan that the U.S. hopes will bring an end to Russia's war in Ukraine. The American side, led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, met with the Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council Rustem Umerov, as well as Zelensky's special envoy Andriy Yermak, in a Ukrainian effort to adjust several of the points in Trump's plan to be more favorable toward Ukraine. While details have not been made public, undisclosed sources told the Financial Times that the plan had been cut from 28 to 19 points. While Rubio told reporters that Washington's proposal is subject to change, he said that they had an updated and refined peace framework in response to Ukrainian inputs and that both sides felt progress has been made on Ukraine's position.
I can tell you, that I feel very optimistic that we can get something done here because we made a tremendous amount of progress today. Oh, it was very positive. I'm telling you, today was the most productive day we have had.
In a statement posted to social media, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy reiterated that the U.S. was receptive to Ukraine's position. Additionally, according to reports from Reuters and CBS News on Sunday, unnamed sources say Ukrainian and U.S. officials are now in talks about a potential visit to the U.S. by President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Speaking in Moscow today, Yuri Ushakov, a senior aide to Vladimir Putin, rejected Europe's new peace proposal for Ukraine. Here's more.
As for the plans that are circling around, we learned this morning about the European plan, which is completely unconstructive and is not acceptable for us at first glance. But Mr. Rubio announced that the US side has been completely satisfied by the Geneva talks with the Ukrainians. But he also said that there were 28 points, 26 points, so there were a lot of different speculations. It is unclear whom to believe to. We believe what we saw and what we had been given through appropriate channels.
At a meeting in Stockholm of the International Crimean Platform, a diplomatic initiative coordinating global support for Ukraine's territorial integrity, Swedish Foreign Minister Maria Malmer Stenergard said Sweden will not recognize any Russian-occupied territories as legally part of Russia, while President Zelenskyy reiterated Ukraine's need for continued support.
Since Russia has not changed its position, neither has Sweden nor the EU. Our position remains that to achieve a just and lasting peace, borders cannot be changed by force. Sweden will not recognize Russia's illegal annexation of Crimea or any other part of Ukraine's territory. We will not reward aggression.
And it is crucial to support the principles on which Europe stands, that borders cannot be changed by force, that war criminals must not escape justice, and that the aggressor must pay fully for the war he started. And this is why decisions on Russian assets are essential. Please support these decisions, and above all, keep pressure on Russia. Russia is still killing people every day. Occupied territories remain occupied.
That's all the latest news from Ukraine for now. Thank you very much for joining. I'm Claudia Czerwinska, and I hope to see you back here at 8 p.m. CET for World News Tonight with Aaron Daman.